Hello and welcome to another episode of PC Building Simulator. Hope everyone's having a great start to their week. If you remember right from our last episode, we left off not being able to get a 3D Mark score of 10664 for this particular customer because our CPU overclock on our 8700K was not stable, even though the game acted like it was. So, off camera, I was able to get a proper 3D Mark score. If you see it over there, it's 11822. All I did was swap out the 8700K for a 9700K. We still stayed within budget, and it allowed us to overclock to 5.1 gigahertz without crashing. So let's finish up. Let's finish up this build by getting this case all put back together. And we can be done with this one. Let's get the front on here. We'll get these side panels mounted. I think we've also got a PSU mount we need to get put on there, which we can do here in just a moment. Let's power this down. Get our PSU mount on. All right, we should be ready to go. Let's go put this out here in the hallway. And let's go ahead and collect this one. I'm not sure why it got 3 stars. Okay. So, ooh, we've unlocked some new stuff. Well, let's get started with this email. This one says, "It was cold and windy that day, as if the Mother Nature herself was giving the whole city the finger. Scowling, I took a sip from my glass as I stared out of the window. I hated whiskey. That's when she walked in, a tall blonde in a thick wool coat. She'd been crying. Right away I knew it was going to be a hell of a day. She said her name was Sam, and she was a pro gamer. The dark folds of her overcoat concealed a mechanical keyboard, so I knew she was legit. She handed over a black box, a gaming rig, and told me she wanted upgrades. I asked her why she would come to me, a regular private detective, just for an upgrade job. It didn't make sense. That was when she got so close I could smell her perfume. She was in with some powerful people, and she was scared, she said. She knew too much and her PC was a target, but she still wanted to be upgraded. It had to be the best. She might have been beautiful on the outside, but in her heart, she was just another burned-out gamer chasing raw performance at any cost. I grimaced as I drained my glass. Why did I keep drinking this stuff? To this day, I'll never know exactly why I agreed to the job. Maybe it was her doe-eyed look of desperation. Maybe it was the whiskey going to my head. Maybe it was the final warning letter from the bank burning a hole in my desk drawer. At the time, it seemed like a simple enough job. Just upgrade the rig with a second GPU, and we should be able to hit a benchmark of 11,000 plus. Piece of cake. Of course, nothing is ever as easy as it seems. So it looks like we just need to install dual graphics cards to get a 3D Mark score of 11,000. That was a long email just for an upgrade. So, with the Ryzen and 1070 Ti, we may be able just to get another 1070 Ti and have it hit 11,000. I don't know though. 610. Let's go ahead and accept that one. Let's take a look at the shop here real quick. Let's see. Graphics cards. Looking at a 1080. Or no, a 1070. I'm sorry. 1070 Ti. She's got an MSI. So there's only one MSI for 610 bucks. So let's add that to our cart. We'll already have it when this comes in. And hopefully that will get it there. We may have to overclock it a little bit, possibly. We'll see. All right. For this next email, it says, I need some help. I need some repairs. It's been a bit of a mystery. Can you figure out what's wrong? I see lights on the motherboard when I try to boot, but nothing else happens. Is tomorrow a reasonable deadline? I've noticed it sometimes runs a bit slow too. The vents look a bit clogged. Is that okay? So diagnose and fix. See if I see anything here. All right, let's go ahead and accept that one. And lastly here, can you help me out with something? I'm after a new rig. Can you build something good? I really want it to be able to run PUBG. I'd like it done in 8 days. I know used parts can be cheaper, but I'd like new ones, please. I'm a total MSI fanboy. So let's go ahead and accept that one. I will step away for just a minute, get a build put together, and be right back. Alright, so I think I forgot to show will it run before I cut away to get the build. So here is what is required for minimum spec, which is what they asked for. We're probably going somewhere between 4K and recommended spec. Here's what we're going to put in it. We're going to do the MSI Z390 Gaming Pro Carbon, a i5 9600K, a CryoRig R1 Ultimate Air Cooler, 2 sticks of G-Skill Trident Z, 8 gig 3200 mHz, an MSI 1080 GTX 1080 Gaming X Plus, 550 watt power supply, 512 gig M.2 drive, a 3 terabyte Seagate Barracuda, and we're going to put it in a Cooler Master Case Maker 5. I think it's the MSI edition anyway, because they said they are a total MSI fanboy. So I wanted to make sure we had plenty of MSI. So we're going to do next day delivery. Go ahead and buy everything now. Let's make sure I accepted all of those before I go into the day. Get our day ended here. Get our parts, get our repairs in, and we can get to work. Okay. All of our stuff. Here's the upgrade. And the fix. And the case for the build. Let's go ahead and get a sticky note over here on the build. Let's take a look at what we're working with for this upgrade. All right. So let's grab, oops, looking for graphics cards and not storage. Let's grab this 1070 Ti. Not the right slots. Guess we'll find out in just a minute. Do that. Get the 1070 Ti in here. Let's get it cabled up. Let's power this on. Curious as to what's going on in their BIOS. Let's turn that on. Man. XMP is at free performance. Okay. I have to get our USB stick installed. And let's get 3D Mark on there. And just in case we need it, let's get the GPU tuner on there. I don't know that I've ever benchmarked dual 1070 Ti, so I'm not sure if it's going to break 11,000. But let's get a 3D Mark running. As soon as it's done and I have a score, I'll come right back. All right, so there it is, 11,338, which definitely beat the 11,000 that was required. Let's get this case put back together. This PCI lock on here. We'll get our side panel installed and our top panel. All right, let's go put this out in the hallway and we can get to work on our repair here. Go ahead and take... Oh, my. It's definitely dirty. Let's grab our compressed air. See if we can't get some of this filth out of this case. There we go. Come on. I think that's just about got it. Let's see if this powers up. No CPU found. Alright, let's get this cooler off of here. Oh. Let's get their Ryzen chip out and let's see. This is a 2700. It's broken. Let's go order another Ryzen 2700. 2700. Let's go ahead and do same day delivery on that. Let's sell that broken one. We'll get some thermal paste on there, and we can get our CPU cooler reinstalled. Cable that up. Let's see if it powers on now. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Let's put a USB drive in. Oh, gotta remove this thing. Let's get a USB drive installed. I think they said it was running slow, so let's get our virus scanner on there. We'll scan for viruses, excuse me, and see what's going on. $479 infected files. Let's clean those up. Should be good to go now. Let's get the side panel back on. We'll get the top panel reinstalled. And we can get this out in the hallway. Alright, so let's start on this build for a PUBG machine. Get this case taken apart. Get some of these extra pieces out of here. We're not going to need them, and I don't think they look that great. Alright. Let's get our motherboard in. Oh, I have two Z390 Gaming Pro Carbons. We will get one installed. Let's get our Patriot Scorch drive in. Let's get this ready for the 2 sticks of RAM and the CPU. It's getting the 9600K and 2 sticks of a Trident Z. Alright, get some thermal paste, and let's get our cooler, which is this CryoRig R1 Ultimate. Thing is huge. Alright, let's make some space so we get our graphics card in. There's the MSI GTX 1080 Gaming X Plus. Get our power supply, the 550 watt EVGA Supernova. Man, there's something clipping through over here. I'm gonna rotate. What is that? Just blocking out parts of the sticker there. Huh. Very interesting. Let's get our PSU mount on. Those are all the pieces I'm not using. So let's go ahead and cable this. I think I'm going to go with some red braided cables. Get everything connected here. What is that? Is that a fan hub? Huh. Alright, let's power it on. We'll hop into the BIOS. Actually, let's get a USB drive in there. Let's turn our XMP on. And we'll let it restart. Get our OS installed. And we should be good to go. Actually, let's put our lighting app on there. So I think I want to make all the lights red, and I saw something that looked purple. We'll leave that white, but let's make that match, the motherboard match the red. There we go. Because that up there was purple. Probably this line going down was also purple. Okay, let's get our side panels on. I think that looks pretty good for a PUBG build. Alright, let's get this out in the hall. And we can collect some money. So we'll start with this upgrade. And the repair. Whoops. And the build. Looks like we've unlocked a good bit of stuff here. Anything excellent? 1200 watt power supply. A-data RAM. And a bunch of emails that we will get to in the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next episode.